Hey friends. All right, so today's video is all about one of my books, Created No Way Out. If you can see it, I am so excited to start this new initiative with my videos. So, part of me as a human is bringing all of the knowledge that I have forward with my knowledge from experience, the pains that I've navigated through in life, but also the things that I've helped support other people on throughout the years. And I can tell you some of the major life experiences that have had some of the most impact is the obesity conversation that I lived in for decades as a young person and all the things that go around that. And second to that, is the self doubt, self deprecating, anxious internal voice that plagued me for a lot of years. Now, I've always shown, being strong and girding it out and perseverance, I was raised with that. And thank goodness I was, because it helped me move through some of the hardest times of life when the inside of me was scared and sad and anxious and doubty. And I can tell you that I had days that I would replay everything in my head as though wondering, did I say it right? Did I do it right? And that was tough. And cancer was the breaking point for me. At 36, I had cancer, and it took me on a pivot of life to really look inwards and start getting that internal Jen as comfortable and confident and grit focused and strong focused as the external Jen always projected herself to be. So what I wanted to do in this line of videos, just briefly, is read you brief snippets of the book so that you could get an understanding of what the book's about. So Created is actually about a woman by the name of Faith, a fictional character. The fictional character Faith has some direct experiences, some essence of my own life. And there's a lot within the book that is completely fabricated from experiences and knowledge that I've gained from people along the way of what other people experience in their head when we're going through that negative dialogue or when we're going through that anxious, depressive state. And in Created, my Faith is on her last day. So Created No Way Out is Faith's ready to take her life due to suicide. And unfortunately, it took me a long time to be able to say it out loud, but post-cancer, I had some mild suicidal ideations. And it was really tough. And I can tell you, I would have told you that I would have never been someone to have those thoughts. And sometimes life brings you to a brink. And by the grace of who I am, I was able to pass through them quickly and move through them quickly, and many people can't. And anxiety and depression and suicidal ideations and suicide, unfortunately, is a real thing that impacts, unfortunately, millions of people. And part of why I wanted to bring this book forward is to help bring that knowledge of what people have going on in their head and what I've learned from other people that they have going on in their head when they're coming to that brink of life. So I thought what I would do is just bring small snippets of the book forward so that you could get a hint of what it's all about. There is a book 2 in the works, not to drop anything about what's going on in book 1, but there is a book 2 in the works, and there will also be a book 3 and potentially a book 4 as well. But in this particular point, and I'm just going to read one quick line, and the part I wanted to read, she's a real human being. What would my life have been like had I have had more people with that kind of energy around me? I'm going to read that again. What would life have been like if I would have had more of that kind of energy around me? Now, for anyone watching this video who has struggled with that internal noise, who has struggled with that internal voice, I can tell you as a highly independent person, ask anyone close to me, they'll acknowledge that. I tend to keep people at bay. At least I did for a lot of years. And I can tell you in that transformation in my mid-30s, when I started letting people in, it was one of the best things I could have possibly done. Of course, I had people in my life prior, of course, but not to the depth that I could have used. And when I started really transitioning and seeing people in a different way of allowing them into a different level at my pace and to what I was comfortable with, it was a game changer. So for those of you who are in a tough moment, if you don't have your tribe, if you don't have your community, if you don't have people that you think resonate or land with you, find them. There are so many different groups in communities, from social media to doctor's offices to other local communities. And if you're having a hard time finding your right community, message me. I will help get you pointed in the right direction as much as I can. Now, for the other side of those, for the people who are reading the book, who have never really had tough headspace, and who are more so working to get a grasp of, I wonder what people go through when they're having those tough moments. For these people, my gift to you is, when you're in conversation with that person who may be a little bit closed off or may feel like they're brash in certain circumstances, here's the secret. That person who you think is being standoffish may just not be comfortable yet. They just may need a little bit of help getting to open up. They may have been burned so many times from people in the past that they're just not ready yet. They may need some evidence of, can I trust this person? They may need that safety. They may have things that have gone on in their life that you have no clue about. They may have never felt heard, seen, and understood. Guys, those are 3 things that every human needs and deserves to feel. So no matter which side you're on, keep that in mind. Imagine the energy that we could have, and the comfort and confidence, and breeze through all the hard things if we just had people on our side that we could resonate with. Not everyone's our people, right? Like, I'm pretty unique. It takes something to deal with me. And I'm sure a lot of us can say that. So if you don't have people, find your people. And if you're that person who's wondering about who might need people, help that person find a person if it's something that feels right for you. Trust me, you'll be so glad that you did. And worst case, find social media that is that energy, that is that enthusiastic thing that you need in your life. So there you have it for today. I plan to be on at least once a week with the created snippets, so watch for it. I'll title it accordingly. And as always, be kind to yourself and others, and stay well, my friends. See you next time.